Welcome back to the Knights of the Old Republic. I've got a bunch of jokes for you, cause they didn't really fit anywhere else. We're about to finish this place, but there will be some story. But anyway, first joke of the day. Oh look, the force powers left the door, so we can go through now. First joke of the day, to start you off nicely, is that a woman in Netherlands decided that playing cards, you know, the 52 cards with 4 sets going from 2 to ace, or from ace to whatever, are patriarchal and sexist because king is more powerful than queen, and queen is more powerful. Well, doesn't matter that queen is more powerful than jack, but king is more powerful than queen, and that's sexist. So she designed a set of cards, playing cards, that replaces king, queen and jack with gold, silver and bronze. And it did sell a bunch of copies, you know, like the things from Kickstarter tend to do. But that's where we are right now. Playing cards are sexist cause kings had power.
This must be what Revan and Malak found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side began.
Yeah, surely only here because they found a map. They didn't have an idea to do something and explore and go to those ruins and see what's in there. Is that they only decided to be evil once they found it. Because, you know, curiosity is what killed the cat, idle hands is the devil's playground or something like that. And they didn't decide to help the Republic in some way before exploring the options during Mandalorian Wars. So anyway, what did we just open, huh? We can't really see, the camera doesn't really show, but it is a map of the galaxy. At least it displays the galaxy if it's not a map. So I don't get it. Is this the Star Forge? Because supposedly we're here to learn and open and learn about Star Forge, so maybe this is it. Why not?
This is a map. Some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malak must have used this to lead them to the Star Forge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Star Forge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found.
Yes, very clever. If only they, for instance, destroyed all the tracks that led back to Star Forge, so no one else would find it. If only. So what is the Star Forge exactly? Or, I still don't understand about the Star Forge. What does it do? That's a strange sentence. So I'm gonna go with one. Those are the same questions still, but again, it's all about the roleplay. It's not that bad that the choices are inconsequential, but I always, like I said previously, I'm pretty sure, role-playing game is an option for you to roleplay a character. It's very nice that if the choices lead to something different, but if they don't, well, they can't really take away vital story because you decided to be an asshole and your playthrough here because you decided not to pursue vital information instead of calling people names or being mean or poking fun at them. So anyway, first one is grammatically more pleasing for me, so I'm going with one. So what is the Star Forge exactly?
I don't know, but Revan and Malak were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more, but I think this map might be the key to finding the Star Forge, whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world, and if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk, and Tatooine, and Hizmanan. But there are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there doesn't seem to be anything indicating where the Star Forge itself might be.
So let's bring this revelation back to the Council, maybe they'll know. Because, you know, after all that time with Mandalorian Wars and what's going on in the galaxy right now where Sith are invading, pretty much restarting their, empire. None of them decided to go down here and investigate what the fuck is this, to learn anything about this. So I'm sure now they will just spontaneously have knowledge about this. Perhaps those worlds have more clues, and what good is an incomplete map? Well, yeah, I don't know about you, but like I said, I'd rather be smart, and since they already give me the option, maybe the other maps have more clues, because we know there are a bunch of them, I guess. But also she just points at them theoretically. I mean, it's not like she walked up and she got animated there. She walks up to the map and says, "This planet looks like Kashyyyk. What are you basing this off of?" This is a map of an entire galaxy. The biggest thing on it is the galaxy, and it's like an arm's length wide. And then progressively smaller are the stars. How the fuck are you gonna notice the planets? Supposedly there are some markers, but either they're in the language you don't understand. After all, the droids were cycling through the slave race languages. But also, what gave it away? The colors? Are you this familiar with all these planets that you mentioned, that they look like it? How can you see them? Could you zoom it in with your fingers like on a datapad we've got here on a touch screen? Anyway, perhaps those worlds have more clues.
I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Starforge, but I know that Revan and Malik visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map.
Like
Maybe
the other
if we
map.
find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Starforge, and some way to destroy it. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
Oh hey, look, we all leveled up. That's very nice. We'll buy us some time to fuck about, huh? So there it is, like I said. Well, this is the size of a galaxy anyway. I'm not gonna reference to the body part anymore. And there we have it. One thing glowing here, and it doesn't look like any of the planets that she mentioned. Because, you know, the planets should be in the galaxy disk, not far away here, like a fucking unknown regions that no one goes to. Also, there are stars poking out here, but anyway, you know, we've got one data point of something, and she spotted Korriban here. She knew where to look, huh? Also, this scene.
If an item does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
So I guess this map only has parts of it. But anyway, the other joke is that, you know, when Trump was leaving the office, there were riots coming in, and what they were doing is, you know, storming the White House. And there was this one dude cosplaying as a Viking wearing some fake fur and shit, and he got apprehended, he got put in jail, and his defense was that he needs organic food. He only eats organic food, you know, as opposed to inorganic food like plastic and rubber. So he essentially went on a starvation strike or something like that until he's given organic food and he can rack up some bills for the country office or whatever, public sphere, something like that, like a public expense, you know. Yeah, it's obviously bullshit. First off, what kind of defense is that? Second, you know, like I said, organic as opposed to inorganic. Like you're gonna drink mineral oil as opposed to organic food. And the fact that you know, obviously you can't starve the prisoner. Like if they're vegetarian for some reason, or their religion, as if religion is a reason for anything, or an excuse to anything. If only the religion doesn't allow them to eat beef or maybe pork instead, like Muslim versus Jews, and they're in jail or in prison already. So you can't starve them by just giving them only pork, and you can't torture them with pork. Like maybe let's get a real actual reason, like you're allergic to something like peanuts. You're not gonna feed your prisoner peanuts because that will kill them. They're there to be rehabilitated and you know, get better societally and then be released after their punishment of being put away, obviously. So you can't just not feed them. If they're allergic, you need to prepare a diet for them, so that surely must extend to whatever pretend morals. Oh, Bastila seems to have something on her mind. Perhaps you should talk to her about it. Perhaps not, because you know where we are. 0 fucks given. How about you go fuck yourself? If you've got something on your mind, maybe just speak up instead of acting like a hurt puppy and trying to lure me into caring about you? Fuck you. You decide to ignore Bastila and continue on with your quest for now, though you might want to speak with her later. Yeah, I don't know. Like we've been over at the beginning of the whole story. We're not gonna really care. It's fun, you know, it's content and shit, but it's not content for this playthrough, I guess. It's an experience one way or the other. We don't care. So if he has some dietary demands, you could probably, well, you should probably see to them, but also, you know, this is bullshit. So just feed him regular things and tell him it's organic, or better yet, give him an organic food first, and then substitute it for a regular one, and he won't know. At some point, at any point, he might complain. Like he can try to trick you as you try to trick him.
You have returned,
shit.
young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins?
Maybe. He can trick you as you trick him. You can give him a regular food right away, and he say, no, I can taste it's organic, I require organic, and then that will trick you into giving him actually organic, more expensive food. But instead you can give him organic food and he'll scream it's not organic, and then you'll show him the receipts and he'll have to shut the fuck up, and then you can feed him a regular food. You know, the inorganic food, like I said, plastics, rubbers, and mineral oils. But yeah, that's his defense, that he needs organic food, and you can't just fucking figure a way out around it. Cause you let the rioters in, you can't just let the prisoner go either, right? So what are our options? We found an incomplete star map and mention of something called the Star Forge. No, I could not find anything. I'm just gonna lie, because fuck them. They could have figured it out. Nemo couldn't figure it out. I mean, we didn't really find anything. We found an incomplete map, and we don't know what Star Forge is, so that's my moral ground for lying. No, I could not find anything.
What are you talking about? The council must be told of what we found there. We found an incomplete star map, Master Vandar, and an ancient droid that mentioned something about a star forge.
This news of a star forge is disturbing. Action is required, but we must not do so in haste. We must discuss recent events in light of this new information.
We should consult the Jedi
What
archives
recent
to
events?
see if there's any mention of the Star Forge and what it might do. We must learn why Revan and Malak sought it out.
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you when we are done.
Yeah, well, apparently Revan and Malak
You
did
have
possess some
well
knowledge that led him
the
on
star
this
map hidden within the ancient ruins.
thing.
But there is more you must do in the battle against Malak and the Sith. We Jedi know victory over the Sith will not come through martial might. The Council has a mission
Because
for
we
you,
can't
Padawan.
match them.
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Star Forge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Star Forge must be found. Revan and Malak sought it out when they began their tragic fall. The Star Forge is surely a powerful tool of the dark side.
The star map in the ruins showed you 4 planets, but it was incomplete. It did not show the location of the Star Forge itself. We believe there may be similar star maps on other planets. Each star map is likely a small piece of a larger puzzle. Find the star maps on Kashyyyk, Tatooine, Manan, and Korriban, and we believe they will lead you to the Star Forge.
Yeah, just find them. It's not like it's an entire planet for you to investigate, but also, yeah, I guess Revan and Malak, or at least Revan, because he's the important guy, had some foreknowledge of the Star Forge to get them on this trek to begin with. Like, they were waging a war to begin with, so they had to, you know, manage war, and then also had this side quest of flying around the galaxy, figuring out what the fuck this is, like an Ark of Covenant for the Nazis. Like, they were having a war, but someone went out to just make sure that there isn't any magical items that could help you win the war, the world war. So maybe that's what they did. Maybe it's like a wild goose chase that ended up paying off, but it's hard to say, really. So what's the answer here? Visit the planets. It's not like there might actually, well, the map, Bastila just figured out there are planets on the map, and only guessed 4 planets. So clearly it must be a clue that she only knows so much. Regardless, we need to go there, and we're sure the more maps will be there. It's not like one will contain a map that's complete. All of them are in pieces, obviously. So you have to go on a wild goose chase. You're gonna have to go to all those planets and find out whether there's actually information stored there that you can at least piece together. Like theoretically, there might be 2 maps that are in conditions well enough that possess more than one information, but still incomplete, so they can not only overlap but also bring nothing new, and you'd have to go to another planet either way. So a little bit of a credit there, but other than that, you know, go to a planet, find a map. Where do we land? Where do we go? Are we sure there are maps there and not different kinds of clues? No. Here's the plot. Just read the script and follow. I mean, what do we pay you for? What are the answers? I'm ready to do the council's will. Sounds like a suicide mission to me. Again, back there where we decided to lie and say that we found nothing. The reason why we lie, maybe we wanted to sell that information to the Jedi, because after all, we're mercenary now. So instead of saying no, we found nothing, or I could have said, we can imagine that we've said, what's this information worth to you? So anyway, sounds like a suicide mission to me. I mean, Nemo's already dead, and he was like a veteran Jedi or something like that, like seasoned Jedi with experience, and you decided not to do anything, and I'm just a Padawan. There's this Princess Bastila, and a Wookiee, and a mercenary, and a droid. So
Ever brash, ever disrespectful. This is what we have pinned our hopes on?
Peace, Rook. We have discussed this. There is no other choice. The Jedi
You go.
have been ravaged by this war. By defection.
One of you go with us.
And by Sith assassins. But we realize the importance of this mission. Yet if we send a company of Jedi Knights with you, we would surely draw the full attention of Malak and the Sith, dooming your efforts to failure.
Well, like I said, just give us 1 master, give us 2 masters, give us... spread our efforts. I mean, what can you do to help? We're no one. We're nothing. We're weak. So the options are, good others will only slow me down. That's pretty cool, but then again, we don't really want to risk our lives for no pay. Or am I to undertake this task alone? This is a good question. Only unfortunately they'll say, hey, you got a crew, don't you?
Secrecy is our best defense against the Sith. But it would be foolish to send you on this quest without someone to aid you, young Padawan. Bastila will accompany you, for there is a powerful connection between you two. A connection that might be the key to unraveling the mysteries uncovered by Revan. Keep the example of Juhani fresh in your mind. You may need a reminder of the dangers of the path that leads to the dark side.
Give us her corpse as a token of that failure. There are others I want to join me. Great, Bastila again. Anyone else you want to stick me with? How about a Jedi Master? How many times can I say that? How about someone qualified? Jedi Knight, fully fledged maybe. At least if secrecy is the best thing. Also, again, Sith is this great threat right now. And Jedi Council and no trained Jedi will undertake this task. So again, I'm going with low-key insults. Great, Bastila again. Anyone else you want to stick me with?
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. They possess skills you may find useful in your quest.
Do they possess motivation to go with me?
Secrecy and discretion are paramount to your success. You will not be able to hide the fact that you are a Jedi, nor should you. But the true nature of your mission must not reach Malak's ears. You may return here at any time. Dantooine will be a sanctuary for you, a safe haven. Here you can find supplies and whatever advice or other aid we may give you.
Right, again, we can't hide the fact that we're Jedi, so why not send someone more qualified? Like, if you're afraid that Jedi Council would be too recognized, and so if they're out of Dantooine, the mission is too high profile, maybe send a Jedi Knight. I don't know, I'm just a Padawan. You can count on me, I will not fail. When do I leave? Why should I risk my life to stop Malak? Perfect. That's the question I want to know an answer to. Why should I risk my life to stop Malak?
This was already explained to you. Your command of the Force makes you a threat to Malak. Eventually he will destroy you, and all the Jedi, unless you stop him first. You can
So you
leave
pose no
whenever you
threat?
wish. The sooner the better. The longer you wait, the stronger Malak becomes. But first, a warning, young Padawan. The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Star Forge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, young Padawan. We pray you are up to the challenge. May the Force be with you.
So yeah, like I said, my command of the Force poses threat to Malak, but yours doesn't. He won't destroy you then. You feel free and safe here and secure as well. Fucking... damn. But also, we went over the motivation of the main character, but we haven't really went over the motivations of the side characters here, our crew. And since they brought it up, we're gonna fucking touch on it. How maybe Mission doesn't want to help because, you know, she's more reasonable. She knows she's just a thief, not a Jedi who can stand against Malak's forces. Maybe Zalbar, well, Zalbar's gonna go because he owes his life to us. Bastila is a big hero two shoes. Canderous is not earning any money off of it. Oh well. So he talks to us now. Padawan, a word if I may. There are many rumors about your most recent meeting with the Jedi Council. There is talk that they are sending you on a mission to help us against Malak and the Sith. So, what do we say? How do you know the Council gave me a mission? I don't think the Council would want me to speak openly of the mission. My discussions with the Council are none of your business. Great question, so we're trying to hide our fucking motives and the rumors are already out? Come on now. How do I know the Council gave me a... How do you know the Council gave me a mission? I saw you going to the Council chambers. You were in there for some time. I naturally assumed the Council had given you a task to perform. So why would you assume it's against the Reverend Malak? I'm a fucking Padawan, do you know my story? Please understand that I am not asking you to reveal anything that could endanger the Order or the Republic. Whatever task the Council has given you is for your ears, not mine. Especially since you almost have no ears. I only wanted to wish you well and to warn you to be careful. There are many evils out there, many dangers. The Sith are not the only minions of the dark side. Oh great, yeah, of course. Who else is evil? Is the dark side the evil and anything that's evil a servant to the dark side? What are you talking about exactly? Let's go with that. Do we wanna really know? Yeah, how about I can look after myself? Yes, your skill and prowess are already well known throughout this academy, but even you would be wise to heed my warnings. Master Dorak has been training me to succeed him as chronicler here in the academy. In my studies I have come across the tales of creatures that are born of the dark side, monsters of pure evil. The worst of these abominations is the Tarentatek, a beast that feeds on the blood of those who are strong in a force. Over the centuries, many Jedi have fallen to their ravenous hunger. You know, you could have not went after them and they would pretty much starve. It's not that hard, you know. If they only feed on the force-sensitive blood, you could just not fight them, they'll die out. It's very simple. But no, you decided to help. What makes this creature so dangerous? Whatever, right? Doesn't matter. It's hard to believe an animal could pose a threat to a Jedi. Why are you telling me this? Well, he cares apparently, that's why he tells you this. It's hard to believe an animal could pose a threat to a Jedi is something interesting. After all, Jedi apparently, right? It's not like he could have started with they're force immune or immune to the force like Issa Lamiri, but no, he just decided to scare you with they feed on your blood. It's hard to believe an animal could pose a threat to a Jedi. The Terentatek is a predator, and we Jedi are its prey. They are incredibly strong with a primal cunning, and they have an inborn resistance to the Force. There are some who believe the Terentatek is a monster bred by the ancient Sith and spread something. Fortunately, the Terentatek is quite rare. They only dwell in the most dangerous and darkest of places. In fact, one has not been seen in nearly 40 years. Good thing they weren't seen, well. So what do? Do they feed on someone who is force sensitive but never was trained? What's the idea of recruiting new Jedi to the Order currently? Is that like a problem? Are there many force sensitive creatures around that are strong enough to wander off, find a Terentatek and die to it? To let it live off of that for 40 years? Or does it really actually just, eat whatever and lives anyway? 40 years, man. You'd think you'd die of starvation or something. Also, they're very rare, and yet you're scaring me with them. It's as if we're gonna come across them anyway, right? Sounds like they're extinct. Well, the other options was pretty cool as well. We should have read it out. This is not the first time that Terentatek has vanished for long periods of time. Many believe they can lay dormant for years only to rise and hunt when the power of the dark side waxes full. I fear Malak's rise might have woken these creatures from their dormant state. Once the Sith are beaten, I would not be surprised if the Council organized another great hunt to try and exterminate them. If only you had gone and watched my Bounty Hunter playthrough of Star Wars The Old Republic MMO, you'd learn that he takes part in a great hunt, and what they do is kill each other essentially, just go after bounties. But if Jedi organize great hunt, the same thing, and the prize is Terentatek, maybe that would have been cool to include in the story or make the story about. I mean, the story isn't too bad when it comes to Bounty Hunter, but here, it's The Old Republic, a successor to Knights of the Old Republic. Maybe stick to your lore, maybe? What is this, Disney? We don't care about the Great Hunt, clearly, Great Hunt is if hunting Terentateks. Thanks for the warning, I'll be careful. I can't waste my time listening to your fables. I'm going with that. I mean, they're very rare. They haven't been seen for 40 years. What's the chance we're gonna come across them? I can't waste time listening to your fables. A final warnings as you go, Padawan. Do not underestimate the Terentatek. If you do, you may suffer the same fate as those who disappeared after the Great Hunt. So yeah, Terentateks. So here we are, going off on the adventure. I'm gonna take a browse for parts and computer spikes, to aid us in the future. I'm not sure whether there's one more character that we can not pick up, and I hope it isn't, cause he's pretty cool. But the plan is we're gonna go first to Taris, cause it houses the coolest team member that we could pick up, and that's the one that might not be necessary to progress the game, but I'm gonna, cause like I said, it's cool. Then we're gonna go to Kashyyyk, cause that's where another party member is gonna reside, and he's necessary anyway, so we're gonna pick him up. And then it's Korriban, because it's a cool planet with Sith, and I'm not good, I'm evil. And then Manan, because it's actually pretty boring when it comes to all the options the other, in comparison, all the options the other planets present you with. And the final joke I'm gonna leave you with is, how Pornhub was kind of forced into reviewing its content and deleting a lot of it in fear of fostering child pornography, and how all the other companies sort of went under scrutiny as well, or at least were criticized for doing it. I mean, having the content that shouldn't be there and doing nothing about it. Well, there was this issue on Twitter when a 13-year-old boy got blackmailed, where he got catfished into sending some dick pics, and then the catfish blackmailed him for it. So he did what a reasonable person would. Although scared, he informed his parents that he might have fucked up. The parents contacted Twitter to ban and block some content that he might have spread or provided the catfish with. The catfish, I guess, put it out there. So the parents contacted Twitter administration saying, you know, here's some child porn, how about you do something about it? And they came back with an information that they felt nothing wrong with the content presented in Catfish's post. So I don't know what's the issue here. Not like we've got child pornography or we do nothing about it. I mean, we're just Twitter. We're just the massive corporations that will ban you for saying, for making fun of Australia and their wildfires killing the awful fucking fauna they've got there, the fucking venomous and poisonous monsters and plants as well, and so flora as well. They'll ban you for that. But if you just spread a little bit of CP, just another day at work, Jan. So there's that. And that'll be it for today. Thanks for sticking by. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully we'll see each other in the next thing I play for you for free. And in the meantime, you can interact with everything that's on my channel, including this video, like comment, you know, liking, subscribing is pretty cool as well.